All right. So I've got this idea. These kids are going crazy for these doll-looking type kid things, and they're just going absolutely nuts. We got a trading card line that's amazing, and I think we could make a movie out of it.
Oh, you mean the Cabbage Patch Kids there?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. What we could do is we could get 5 or 6 of them, and they'll help this kid out. They're from another planet, that's why they look weird, but we're not really gonna explain it all that well. Look, really, what we're gonna do is we're going to exploit and cash in on some kids' allowances and some parents' hard-earned money. Because, really, that's what we specialize here at Topps Trading Cards.
Yeah, and I like you're not explaining the backstory. Backstory's boring. Now, can I just make one request?
Yeah, that's what these meetings are for.
Well, I got Marty in the back. He really likes, he writes music, okay?
Okay.
He's really good at it.
Okay.
He wants to put a song smack dab in the middle of the movie with absolutely no reason for whatsoever.
Now, this is your cousin who got booted from that Broadway play, right?
Yeah, but don't bring it up in front of Marty.
Okay, he's sensitive. Okay, we'll let him write. He'll do it for scale, right?
You don't even have to pay him.
Perfect.
Just don't bring it up.
Perfect. Let's get him. Let's get this thing made. All right, we can put some people's names in it. My cousin Valerie, and then I got another friend named Winston. We can use his name. I think they'll find it very complimentary.
Yeah, and hey, we're in Florida, so why not an alligator?
Exactly. Let's get this thing made. And that's how Garbage Pail Kids got made.
And fuck you for giving us Garbage Pail Kids the movie.
Here's the thing. I was actually a little excited to do this movie because I had seen this movie when it came out on video as a child in 1987. It has lost every bit of shine that it once had. Every bit of goodwill was gone within the opening credit scene.
They left it all in your fucking shine box.
Yep, absolutely. The first thing that gave it away, a Topps chewing gum production.
And I am terrified immediately.
Well,
I guess I just got a little fact I want to mention before we get going with this one. So this is obviously a kids movie.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if I did a little tiny bit of research. I found out that one of the directors of one of the Friday the 13th sequels was originally going to direct this movie. And his initial idea, because he had no clue about the source material, was to do it as a horror film with dolls that had that were involved in a toxic waste spill come to life and become murderous.
So kind of like Chucky, but without the soul transfer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the response was, I don't think you know what the source material is.
To be fair, the source material itself doesn't lend well to a 90-minute movie. The property is based on, or the movie rather, is based on a property by Topps, which was a parody of the Cabbage Patch Kids. All the Cabbage Patch Kids were huge in the 80s. They were cute. They all had their own names. You got a little adoption certificate when you got one and stuff like that. They were the cute fad. Now, to appeal to the other kids, more like myself, who were a little messed up, they created this parody line of trading cards where all the kids in the cards would look like Cabbage Patch Kids, but they'd be all messed up. Some of the characters in this, Valerie Vomit, that would be a perfect example. She would look like a cute Cabbage Patch Kid, but she'd be all messed up and she'd be puking. But she would still look like Cabbage Patch Kid. Alligator, all the characters in the movie actually lend really well to what you would see in the cards, but the joke, as far as the parody and stuff goes, doesn't go further than a set of trading cards or a funny image to look at. It'd be like if someone took a meme and turned it into, they did that with Grumpy Cat.
Wait, they made a TV movie, didn't they?
Oh, they did, yeah.
Oh, with the voice of, what's-her-face?
The girl from Parks and
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah. Okay, so it'd be more like if they took emojis and turned those... Nope, they're doing that.
No.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart's going to be in it even.
Yeah. The shit emoji's in it.
I think he's the shit emoji, actually.
Patrick Stewart can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Okay, so get ready because the Emoji Movie is going to probably be a lot like this movie. It's going to be all over the place, won't know what it wants to be, and it's just going to be awful, and it'll be on somebody's inner ear cast or whatever they're calling it, 20 or 30 years in the future.
Stay tuned for that one.
All right. So let's just jump right into this so we can get it out of our system and we never have to talk about it again. Okay. Nat Nerd. Was that Pat from Saturday Night Live?
Wait, what, the kid?
The Nat the Nerd. No, just
Nat
it looked like Pat from Saturday Night Live. The hair, the glasses, the voice, and everything.
I just thought now that's obviously an original trading card, right?
Well, they're I don't know if that was one of the specific characters that were in the trading set, but that's, again, it lends to that. They just have to take an unappealing personality trait of somebody and turn it into, could you imagine if they made it into a child's toy?
Well, and holy crap, they hit every single nerd. Whoever created that Nat Nerd hates nerds because
that's Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds.
The friggin' the acne all over the face. He's wearing a Superman cape,
pissing his pants all the time.
His pants.
David Arquette.
What's that? Oh, there you go. David Arquette as Nat Nerd.
There you go.
Remake.
That'd be fantastic.
Let's do it.
Star Wars isn't fake.
I gotta say, the opening crawl is pretty tedious, too, because we see a giant garbage can in space. Now, this is the first sign that something is amiss.
Because you get no mention of any sort of backstory after that.
You don't see the garbage can land on Earth.
No, it just appears in the curio shop.
Yeah, it's in space, and then it's in the shop.
Yep.
And it's fun. It's probably perfect that this movie opens with a giant garbage can. Oh, sorry, garbage pail.
Lets you know what you're in for.
I wanted to shoot myself every time they called it a garbage pail. I get it, because it's Garbage Pail Kids.
Which is based on Cabbage Patch Kids.
But it's a fucking garbage can!
Yeah. So, immediately you get, the kids are out of the pail, running around. You don't see them right away. You just hear them talking.
Oh, wonderful.
Somebody's watching them through a portrait, which, that was very Scooby-Doo. I didn't know what that was about.
Yeah, that never comes back.
Never comes up again. No.
Never.
And we meet Captain Fantastic or Amazing or whatever. Manzini. And he comes in and they all jump back in the pail and he puts a Bell diver's helmet on the pail.
That'll hold them.
Yeah.
There's 7 of them or 6 or 7 of them?
Let me see. There was Foul Phil, Wendy Winston, Alligator, Nat Nerd, Valerie Vomit, Greg the Greaser. I think that's... and Messy Tessie, so 7.
So you're telling me that 7 little people, Garbage Pail Kids, couldn't push that diver's helmet off the garbage can?
I guess. I guess not.
Oh, and yeah. We just mentioned the names. Something else that'll come up a little later, but yeah, I'll put that on the back burner. But yeah, okay.
Anthony Newley is in this. Anthony Newley.
Now, what is Anthony Newley from?
He is, man, the guy is not only an actor, he's also a musician. He wrote one of the James Bond themes. He's been in good stuff. He has also been in some terrible stuff. He was on EastEnders, BBC soap or whatever. He's done really good things, but this movie, they must have given him a dump truck of money.
Has he done anything? Did he do anything good after this movie? I hope so.
EastEnders, he got into EastEnders in the late 90s before he passed away. So,
well, R.I.P.D.
Yeah. I think he's working for them.
Man, that's a possible future one too. Jeez.
I have it on DVD and Blu-ray on 3D, so I will be more than glad to watch that one.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges in that movie.
So a diver's helmet is going to keep them in a garbage pail.
Yes.
All night.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's so strange. Even though the movie starts like this, which whatever, fine. Start your movie with them already there, but they don't later go back and explain it really. They don't. I mean, there's a plot revelation that's just insane later in the movie. but there's no real explanation of how they get there
No.
or why they're there.
No.
For what purpose?
Like, what, it's like, did they leave their home planet to escape a war or something? Was it like an ALF situation where it blew up? It's never explained. But to be fair, again, the movie itself is not geared towards people who are going to put a whole lot of thought into the movie. In essence, this movie is geared towards juveniles. Like, definitely, like, kids from the ages of, I would say, 9 to 13.
But like many kids' movies we've covered on this here podcast, not that appropriate for kids.
Well, actually, there's some parts in it that are maybe a tad inappropriate for kids, but I do take umbrage to the fact that, like, all the gross out stuff that's going on in it is absolutely exactly what kids would want in a movie. They knew who they were pandering to, because really, kids love gross things.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Yeah, boogers, fart jokes, poop jokes, anything like that, barf. Kids love that stuff. So if you think that this movie is not going to sell like hotcakes to kids, you're out of your mind.
Well, it didn't.
Well, no, it didn't. But I mean,
I know
like,
what you mean. Yeah.
But that's the thing. It at least in some way, shape, or form, got something out of me, because I rented it when I was a kid, and I can remember like all the kids kind of in my neighborhood who had rented that from the video store, and we had talked about it and thought it was the greatest thing ever because it was so gross and hilarious.
Yeah, no, that stuff definitely. But I'm talking about some of the other like more adult themes.
We're going to get right into that because the next thing we're introduced to is John Astin's kid, Mackenzie, not Sean. He was Andy on The Facts of Life, just so as you know.
That's what he's from.
Him and Cloris Leachman. Power acting team.
Oh, if only Cloris Leachman was in this movie doing the voice of a Garbage Pail Kid.
That would have been awesome.
I'm Valerie Vomit.
Even if she'd been like a cranky old lady that they terrorized, that'd been awesome too.
Oh,
But
you need a
I
cranky
suppose
old...
she didn't. I don't want to say old, but she didn't look as aged then. Because when she was on The Facts of Life, she just looked more like a middle-aged mom, I guess.
Besides, if you want a cranky old lady, I think you know who the go-to is.
Charlotte Rae.
No,
Clara Peller.
I was thinking of.
Oh, you think those Garbage Pail Kids are bad? You know what? The ones I make are going to be worse.
I'm Valerie Vomit.
Oh man.
All right, so
yeah.
So yeah, this opening scene with the
adult bullies.
Yeah, and
those guys are clearly at least 25.
Yeah, and
conservatively.
That's gross because what's her face? The girl who we soon meet, Tangerine,
yep.
is 15.
Is she?
She is 15. I thought she was at least like 20.
I figured she was. I figured she was at least 17 or 18 because she drives.
Yeah. Do you want to hear something else that's kind of gross?
What's that?
So our main character, who we meet, Dodger, Mackenzie Astin, was dating her at the time in real life.
And how old was she? You say she was 15 in real life.
She was. Well, the ages are close in real life, 14 and 15.
Yeah.
But in this movie, when I first heard that they were dating in real life during the movie, I kind of thought that was...
So she was she was clearly playing older then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like, she definitely looked older. She's definitely very sexualized for a 15-year-old actress.
Just a sign of things to come. Hey, if they can do it, Jodie Foster, they can do it to anybody.
Well, at least Jodie Foster escaped out of it relatively unharmed.
Oh, yeah, and, that dude shot a present for her, so...
That was nice of him.
That was really nice of him trying to impress her.
Alright, so, yeah, talk about these adult bullies.
Adult bullies, also known as assailants.
Real psychos.
Yes, because the hench girl, I didn't even get her name. Did she change, like, a couple times throughout the movie?
Like actors?
It looked like it. There were a couple times I was like, that doesn't look like the same girl from before.
I would not put it past this movie to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what does she say? She's like, those are my kinds of guys. Real psychos.
Jeez.
Hey, back off. He's mine.
Yeah. I thought that Juice, the head psycho, was the boyfriend, not Johnny Depp, from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, you know who I thought it was?
Who?
I thought it was, what's his face from Thrashin'?
Oh!
I forget his name. The villain.
Yes, the villain who was kind of wanting it for his sister or whatever.
Yeah.
That guy, yeah.
The
Ooh, that
incestuous relationship with his sister.
We've covered some disturbing movies over the short time we've been
Oh
doing
man,
this.
I would watch Thrashin' 10 times
Oh,
before
definitely.
I watch this again.
Definitely, yeah. So they mug him, beat him up, and throw him in a ditch. And later, when he goes back to the store to get like some clothes and stuff, Tangerine shows up, and she even asks him about standing up to Juice, and he says that if the last person who did that got poured into the East River. They're in California, aren't they?
Yes.
Is there East River in California? Because I think East River, when anybody mentions or name drops East River, it's always in New York.
I believe that's correct.
Okay.
So that's to say that the last person that pissed off Juice, he put them in the trunk of his car, drove them across the country, went to New York, and dumped them in the East River.
Poured him into the East River.
So he liquefied
the guy.
Holy shit. Okay, this guy's not a bully.
He's a real psycho.
He's a real
psycho. Yeah, exactly.
Man, this is an intense villain for a kid's movie. Wouldn't it be great, though, if he had actually said the last person that messed with Juice, he liquefied, drove them across the country, and poured them into the East River?
Oh, no, it wasn't Tangerine who asked him. It was Captain Manzini. Because he shows up and he's all wet and gross and stuff like that.
Yeah, can we talk about the kind of weird relationship between Mackenzie Aston, or Dodger, and Captain Manzini?
Seems perfectly fine. Very Marty McFly, Doc Brown to me.
Yeah, because you remember the scene in Back to the Future, of course, where Doc Brown watched Marty McFly take a bath.
But don't forget, he's surrounded by, mutant doll children.
Oh yeah, let me correct myself. The scene in Back to the Future where Doc Brown and a bunch of kids watched Marty take a bath. Have I forbidden you to touch any of my treasures? That's a line.
Well, the funny thing is, with that whole thing where he explains Pandora's box, which is one of the few brighter moments in the movie, was actually the very first time I'd ever heard of the fable or tale of Pandora's box as a kid.
Okay.
So if this movie accomplished one thing, it kind of turned me on to Greek legends and stuff like that. So I could read, I could hear stories about Hercules and Pandora and all those nifty things. It did nothing else for me. It advanced my knowledge of the world in no way, shape, or form after that, other than introducing me to the legend of Pandora's box.
There's also a part, actually, yeah, no, I gotta say, the scene where it's just him acting for a bit, and talking about, his various things he's got in his antique shop is probably it's not probably, it's the best part of the movie.
Well, like I said, he is a legitimately good actor, and I won't even take away from Mackenzie Aston, because I've seen him in a few other things. Like I said, he was on Facts of Life, and he's done work over the years. Nothing big, he's nothing really leading that anybody would really know about, but the guy is, John Aston's his dad, and Sean Aston's his brother. There's some inherited talent in that family. The kid is a decent actor. It's just this movie, if you'll pardon it, is trash. Absolute trash.
I will pardon it. Yeah. So, what do we got here? So the kid is he's swinging around a sword for some reason at this point, and he knocks the diver's helmet. He almost knocks the diver's helmet off the garbage can. That's when we get the whole Pandora's box thing.
Box, yeah.
Although when he says that, the way he says, "Have you ever heard of Pandora's box?" And I like how the kid goes, "I've never even heard of Pandora." I took that as a dirty joke.
He knew that it's a concept, that it's somebody. He hadn't even heard of her, let alone her vagina.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, that's the kind of movie. Well, you know what? You could be spot on. It could be just a joke that didn't land properly, or was hidden for adults who might be watching this movie.
Mackenzie Aston's character is also we're about to see him get pretty creepy here, because Tangerine comes into the store and he sniffs her hair.
Yes.
And closes his eyes and makes an kind of face.
Well, you gotta think. He clearly doesn't have any parents or anybody he wants to be around because he's constantly hanging out with Captain Manzini and mutant children dolls, and he's longing after a girl who's surrounded by psychos. So he's going through puberty with no roadmap whatsoever. So he's got no concept or idea of what, how he should kind of behave around girls. So they smell nice. I might as well smell them and get some euphoria, I guess.
That's another thing that never gets explained. He's always at the shop. You never see him at home.
Never.
The guy that runs the shop is always like, it makes it seem like he always lets him in there whenever he wants to the shop. You never see a customer.
Other than a Juice and them who show up to rough him up.
Yeah. It would have been great if, because like obviously when Juice shows up, it's kind of like, well, how the hell did he know? It's that movie thing where someone just shows up and it's like, oh, I knew where you'd be, right? Yeah. And it's like, it would be great if Juice just showed up to actually buy antiques. He just happened to see them there at the same time.
Yeah, like this classic straight razor. It would really complement my outfit. Hey, weren't you the creep who was eyeing my girl earlier?
Yeah, my little tangerine.
Yeah.
Hey!
It's not Andrew Dice Clay playing Juice,
oh,
just so you guys know. Wouldn't that be great?
God. Ford Fairlane just walks in. That would have been actually, well, considering what happens later, that would be really gross. If Andrew Dice Clay was Juice in this movie.
Yeah. So they show up and they kind of rough them up and we get a nice Three Stooges routine.
Which, yeah, appropriate for later.
Yeah, and they knock the pail over, and the ooze comes out and lets the kids out.
We also learned that the other girl, who I don't even know her name.
Again, I'm pretty positive that actor changed a couple times in that movie.
But she has superhuman strength, right? Because she picks up a manhole cover
Yep.
on her own.
Yep. And then she also turns the dial for the bilge pump from the dog pound.
They leave that kid to die.
In sewage.
In raw sewage. They leave him there to basically drown because they tie him up.
Did they tie him up? I don't believe
think they do.
Either way, he is left unconscious in raw feces.
Did you think that the other male psycho looked kind of like Billy Kidman?
Maybe a little.
I got the Billy Kidman vibe, especially because there's a really unnerving part where when they put him in the sewer, Billy Kidman kind of gives him a look just as Mackenzie Aston is like, what are you gonna do to me? Yeesh.
I will say this: I watched this movie the other night with Patty, and when the girl lifted up the sewer, she immediately said, "Oh, sweet, the Ninja Turtles!" And I was like, "Man, if only."
Oh, cameo!
Of course, we talked about the better movies.
The Ninja Turtles.
They would have hit. That would have been their debut year because it was '87.
The Ninja Turtles and the Garbage Pail Kids team up movie.
It would just been an hour and a half of the Ninja Turtles kicking the crap out of the Garbage Pail Kids. Get out of our home!
Look at those little dudes! Mikey, kick their ass!
Cowabunga! I will say this though, alligator's hair is pretty cool.
Can we talk about how one of the Garbage Pail Kids is a fucking alligator?
Sure. Absolutely. It's absolutely on par with what you would have gotten in your Topps trading cards.
Oh, I know, but watching a movie with no prior knowledge, and these are all supposed to be children, and then there's like, it's Valerie Vomit, Wendy Winston, etc., and alligator. It's just throws you a bit of a curveball.
See, here, with that, I think that they went too far. I will say that it would have been funnier, or maybe more on par, if he'd just been like looking like a Cabbage Patch Kid with like, I don't know, like scaly skin, like Killer Croc or something like that. Just a kid with a messed up skin condition.
Maybe that's who Killer Croc was when he was younger.
It was alligator.
He was alligator to the Garbage Pail Kids. Oh man, Garbage Pail Kids or Suicide Squad? What's the worst movie? I don't know.
Garbage Pail Kids, 100%, because at least Suicide Squad had that bar scene.
The bar scene
in Suicide Squad
where they're all just chilling.
Yeah, it's like the best scene in the entire movie.
All right, I'll give that to you. I mean, it did have 2 good performances, so that's a step up over this movie already.
So the Garbage Pail Kids, they rescue Dodger and take him back to the shop.
Yeah, and they're horrifying. Horrible.
He wakes up to them.
Horrifying looking things, and he barely reacts.
Yeah.
How come in all the movies we cover, nobody reacts to things appropriately? Like most of the time.
Well, again, I think old Dodger's had a rough go in life, and he's in a situation where a regular person would be horrified. He's just like, something else that's messed up I gotta deal with.
Oh, artful Dodger. So we meet them all.
And they get the most forced, hackneyed comedy bit. Oh. Like the alligator. Oh, it's Cousin Johnny!
Oh, when he sees the
stuffed alligator, yeah.
Oh, no! Hey, get back in the garbage. No way, man. That pail be jail.
Exactly. Yep.
No, they're doing this annoying movie thing, too, where each character gets a line at a time.
Yep.
Like in a circle. Ugh. It's, I can't think of another... Oh! Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. That's what happened in that movie, too.
Right.
Gene Simmons says a line, then there's another line, oh, no, Gene Simmons doesn't say a line. He just goes...
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the same thing.
Then the ADR guy says something.
I should correct myself. None of the KISS members talk in those scenes.
So, yeah. So we get to meet all the kids in the really terrible, hackneyed forced lines. The captain finds out what happened. And then, out of nowhere, we get this sermon about ugliness. And how it's not physical. And he's giving this really good, like, it's an island of reality in an ocean of diarrhea. That's his stuff. That is Anthony Newley in this movie. He delivers this really good speech about how ugliness is inside. It's not, what you look like. And then he's like, "Oh, do you think they bought it?"
Yeah, he completely negates everything he just said.
Yep, and they just throw it right out the window, which is so unfortunate.
Which is weird, because he definitely says that again later and means it, but I guess they just wanted that cheap joke of like, oh, they're ugly, get it?
Well, because they're talking about how ugly they are, and even I think Mackenzie Aston makes mention that, they're nice inside, or they're not ugly or whatever, and Valerie Vomit's like, "Want to suck face?"
Oh,
yeesh. No, thank you, madam.
And at the beginning, they were talking in a lot of rhymes, and I was like, oh my god, if they're talking in rhymes for this whole goddamn movie...
Yeah, we're done watching it.
We're choosing something else.
So they give him some new clothes, and he ends up looking like Dodger Amore. He looks like Enzo from Enzo and Cass. Like, he's got like all this leopard print on his pockets and on the shirt and everything. It's like super gaudy and just awful.
Is that after they watched him take a bath?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just left that out entirely. I didn't even want to talk about it.
Well, we mentioned it before, but yeah, they watch him take a bath. It's very strange. And oh yeah, during that scene, we learned that alligator likes toes.
Yes.
And we learned that Valerie Vomit thinks he has nice legs.
Yes.
Aren't these supposed to be children?
Well, no, it's never super clear that they're kids.
Yeah.
They're Garbage Pail Kids, but because they're small like kids. But I mean, they're aliens or something. You don't know. You don't know if they're from an alternate dimension. I mean, you see the Garbage Pail spaceship at the first, but you never, like you said, you never see it land.
And of course, again, by spaceship we mean a giant garbage can in space
with rockets on the bottom. That's it.
Yeah.
The Critters had a better spaceship.
Oh man, I wish that I had just been watching Critters.
So, Dodger goes out to go visit Tangerine, and he's peeping on her.
He wants to bone her again. Like, super creepy.
Super.
Smelling her hair, peeping at her through the window.
Yeah. But she decides to take him to the club where she's going to be selling clothes.
Oh, man. But before that, she's like, look, I'm sorry Juice tried to, like, kill you, okay? Whatever.
Like, what? You're going to harp on this forever?
Like, get over it.
You didn't die. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. And before we get to that nightclub, too, They drive for a long time.
I actually have a note. How long were they driving?
Because they get the car
bright.
Yeah,
super like noontime bright.
Not even like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like it was like noon.
Yeah, and then they cut to the next scene, pitch black.
Like it has to be 11 o'clock or so because they're in the nightclub and it's like, it's bopping in there, so it's got to be at least. Well,
it's bopping, but they're not. It's not in time to the music.
No, so.
The song I looked in the credits. It's a Pursuit of Happiness song, and the people who are dancing to it are dancing way out of rhythm. Like you could tell that there was a different song being played in the 80-yard that Pursuit of Happiness song in.
100% guarantee they did that. So her job, basically, well, her quote unquote job, making air quotes here, is selling clothes
that she makes
outside of dance clubs.
She makes a killing at it.
Is that a thing that existed?
Not to my knowledge, but I wasn't a club kid in '87, unless you count the Burger King Kids Club.
You weren't hanging out with Michael Alec.
No,
back in the day.
I was not a party monster.
Yeah, she's selling clothes. Even at one point, this girl's like, "I'll take the one off your back."
Sure, brah.
Another, we get not as creepy because I mean,
he actually it's one of the times where you're like, he's in over his head, and he finally realizes it because when she does it, he's like, So either he doesn't know what to do, or he's confused or ashamed, or in his pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. One way or the other. He's in over his head as far as dealing with this woman.
Yeah, oh my god, boobs! But it makes me feel kind of creepier having learned that she was so young.
I would have been better off my entire life if you had not told me that.
Well, you're welcome.
Dick. So one of the girls, they're grabbing, and she's like, "You got a bad attitude, Tangerine." And the other one's like, and she says, "You don't even know the half of it," or something.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so she makes a killing out of it.
Juice shows up.
Yes.
And Dodger is suddenly a contortionist.
Because he can get into the bag that she stuffed all the clothes into.
That bag was not that big, right?
Maybe she'd repurposed the hockey bag. I don't know.
I think they just used a different bag for that scene.
Well, they used a different henchwoman, so why not?
That's man, somebody prove us right. Had to be a different actor.
I just made a quick note. I didn't even notice this. The song I talked about earlier about the Pursuit of Happiness song. Big Man.
Big Man.
Big Man. And they are dancing way out of step with it. And then, okay, so
I wonder if they got a really popular song on set, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, guys, this movie's gonna be huge. People are gonna love it."
Yep.
I don't know why I'm Donald Trump directing. This movie's gonna be huge.
It was the '80s, and it was a failed venture. So.
Oh shit! Do you think he ghost directed this movie? Trump Towers presents Garbage Pail Kids Movie.
Maybe that's where all the Garbage Pail Kids movies ended up in in Mexico and Muslim dominant countries. That's why he wants to keep them out and build a wall so that it never gets back into the U.S.
Because he thinks they're all. He just wants to keep the Garbage Pail Kids out.
It's good that we can joke about his atrocities.
Oh,
he
Donald.
is a garbage person. He's a Garbage Pail Kid.
Oh, new Garbage Pail Kid. Trump? Trumpy?
Trumpster fire.
Oh. No, there's a movie with a character named Trumpy.
Yes, Pod People. Check it out on MST3K. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, but just watch it through MST3K. Don't try to watch the movie.
Yeah, do not try to suffer through that at all. So we go back to the curio shop where the kids are looking for their friends, and they're name dropping.
Yeah.
If you didn't notice, if you weren't, you just might think they might be saying silly names. The names that they are actually using were Garbage Pail Kids from the trading set, Anna Banana and the other ones and stuff like that, and they can't find them because they don't know where they're at because that pail be jailed. They've been in there for a while.
Is Anna Banana a banana?
I can't even remember. Let me take a peek. You continue on, and I'll find Anna Banana and the Garbage Pail Kids.
So, I think this is where Dodger comes back and tries to convince them to help him. Well, they know that he's after Tangerine. And I think Greg the Greaser is all like, man, I know chicks, because all chicks be the same, because I know chicks.
So Greg the Greaser was played by Andrew Dice Clay.
Again, that would have honestly been perfect casting. And it's not like 86, 85?
87.
87. Oh, he was definitely doing stuff.
Well, probably
right?
80. It probably would have made in 86. It came out in 87.
Yeah, so I mean, Dice was around.
Yeah.
He was just starting out, but I mean, that would have been perfect.
Okay, there's a couple of Anna Bananas here. The first one is a chimp.
Okay, so it's
one.
a monkey.
But there's also... this one here is Vanessa Undresser, but it's a banana.
Yikes.
That's unfortunate.
I could have gone my whole life without knowing that.
Anna Banana is like a Monchichi.
So Vanessa
I'm just
Undresser...
name dropping all these old 80s kids toys.
Vanessa Undresser was a banana, and Anna Banana was a monkey.
Yep.
Okay. Sure. Why not? Also,
there's another Anna Banana. It's a different one.
Oh, that's...
Healer, it's like...
That's
just
terrifying.
The sinew and muscle is showing.
That's... Oh, God. Okay. That Anna Banana you just showed me, guys, just to give you a visual, it looks like someone's ripping the banana skin off and crawling out as, like, this corpuscle.
Like Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's move on.
Terrifying.
To the Axel F ripoff.
The what?
You notice that music cue? When the kids get out and they're going around, there's like this musical cue that's kind of like Axel F from Beverly Hills Cop, but not. So it's not do 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 do.
You threw me off by referring to him as Axel F.
No, that's the name of the song.
Oh, okay.
But it's almost like that, but it's like a register up or over or something like that. It's not quite, but it's like as soon as you get to start to recognize that it's the theme from Beverly Hills Cop, it changes just ever so slightly.
And so, is this the musical number scene?
No, this is the one where they steal the Pepsi truck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The giant Pepsi truck. Oh man, and
the guy with the boxer shorts, the hearts on the boxer shorts,
which is somehow attached to the truck. By his keys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because they're like they're looking for their friends, and then they go to get food or whatever. And like, we don't have any money, and Greg the Greaser has a knife, implies that they're gonna steal it at knife point.
Yep.
They
trash a van.
Yeah.
Flatten it. No damage at all to the Pepsi truck.
Completely flatten it, like cartoonishly.
Yeah.
And then when they get out of the Pepsi truck, they're like, hey, the taste of a new generation.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Oh no, we're the Pepsi generation.
We're the Pepsi generation.
Yeah, we're the Pepsi generation. We're drinking Coke, by the way, today.
Hi-oh. Complete, like, a commercial in the middle of the movie.
Yeah. And then they talk about getting food, and Alligator wants to get toes, and Valerie or Messy Tessie says, you got a one-track, I got a fast-track mind. So then after they have their little out and about thing, they go back and why are they making clothes?
Because
reasons.
They're making clothes because Dodger wants to impress Tangerine,
right?
And show up with a real sweet, with a real awesome
Michael
shirt.
Jackson jacket.
Michael Jackson, Sgt. Pepper,
big epaulets on the everything.
Lord, he even moonwalks when
he does.
Yep. On.
Yep.
So they make him this, and you know what? Okay, it's hilarious because this is an '80s movie about quote unquote good fashion, and all of the outfits are so monstrously awful.
Well, that's actually a pretty prevalent joke in a lot of 80s movies and sitcoms, because it was always like high fashion was just so ridiculous. Look at high fashion in Middle America. Aren't these people crazy? Why would you pay $500 for this when you can buy it at Sears or buy something at Sears or Walmart that looks sensible? So, I mean, you get, like, the big epaulets and, you know, the peekaboo tops for girls, like, and like, the big shoulder pads with the one sticking up and the other is just kind of regular. And it's just watch any 80s sitcom where fashion happens to be a centerpiece on an episode or a movie or something like that, and you'll see just like the most ridiculous stuff, because that in itself was kind of a joke too.
Yeah. And I think my biggest gripe is that just Mackenzie Aston looks absolutely ridiculous wearing anything in this movie.
Well, yes.
Especially when he's got like the studded collar later.
Yeah. Or that bow tie thing.
So, yeah, they make him that jacket.
Yep.
And he goes to see Tangerine.
Yep.
Juice is there.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow doesn't see him.
Well, he peeks in, and then when Juice goes to leave, he climbs up the ladder, and he's just like hiding up on the ladder. He's holding the ladder, he's peeking to the side, and Juice walks by, and then he climbs back down the ladder and goes in.
It's one of those movies. Again, it's one of those movie things though, where like the character, in order not to see another character, have to like conveniently not look in that direction.
Yes,
like, it's very like they would have normally looked that way.
Yeah,
but they have to literally go out of their way to make sure they didn't see him. Like, I wonder how many takes they went through. No, Juice.
You looked at him.
You looked at him.
I don't think there was a whole. I think there was a lot of Ed Wood going. One and done. One and done.
Well, this is a fairly small budget, I think.
I don't believe so.
No.
I have it noted here because I looked some of this stuff up when I was
tanked,
watching it.
I know that.
It tanked huge. Or maybe that was something else. I'm gonna look it up now. I'll look the budget up. Let's keep going. I'm gonna look the budget up.
I'll just let it be silent. We should just have these moments.
Well,
of,
no, this is
silence.
the part where I'm like almost positive that she's gonna molest him.
Oh my god, because she like almost has an orgasm when she sees his jacket.
Yeah,
she says, "Wow, where'd you get the outfit?" And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah,
but she basically. Oh, yeah, because she's like... Doesn't she say, like, that makes you look older? Like,
almost
16,
15
17.
or 16, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's like your reaction to the Harrison Ford sex scene in Hollywood Homicide.
Actually, no. Well, it's not. It wouldn't be a success. It was a budget of $1 million, so it's a pretty low budget even for '87 standards. But it made $1.6 million at the box office.
So this movie
at least made money back.
This movie profited
somewhat.
Well, let's also not forget that there's probably marketing costs and stuff, and sometimes that's almost as much as the budget.
Well, I have a feeling that that might have been the case, but I mean, to be fair, you kind of had a lot of the marketing kind of done for you when the movie had come out, because the cards had been
That's true.
a thing. They'd been a fad for some time.
Yeah, I don't think Topps would have charged them for that.
No.
Yeah, if you want us to market your movie about us, you're gonna pay us.
So, he goes back and says, you guys need to make more clothes. As he's leaving, he offers, "Can I get you anything?" And Alligator again says, "I don't care. Make sure it's blood rare."
Eesh.
Whatever he wants, like anytime he wants to eat, it's gotta be blood rare. I found it odd.
He asks for that when he
cereal
says candy. Yeah,
it's cereal. Yeah. This is blood rare. Blood rare. Yeah, sure. Here's some cereal.
Yeah. Well, he just wants toes.
Yeah, and now this is where we get the musical number.
Out of nowhere, just like
a RKO. 100%.
We did it!
Just like an RKO. Vintage terrible movies.
Vintage terrible movies. Vintage, what were they thinking?
Oh, and it's oh god.
We can't do anything while working with each other.
Oh god. It's the most out of place, out of tone for the character's song.
Right? Because we go from it kind of like edgy-ish kids movie,
yeah,
to like Barney.
Yeah, like, and these kids are supposed to be like almost like, I guess if I can read into it, I really don't want to, but if you can read into it, they're more like they're representative, like disaffected kids, outcasts or misfits or anything like that. Who, yeah, if you think about it, a lot of times, weirdos and offshoots of society do have a tendency to find each other and work together. They would certainly not sing a song like this about how they're working together and they can accomplish anything.
Yeah. They're also They steal sewing machines.
They steal
from a
non-unionized sweatshop.
sweatshop.
They must have saved a ton of money on signs in this movie because every sign looked like it was hand-painted by the same person or company.
Yeah.
World's toughest bar, non-unionized sweatshop, the home for the ugly.
Yeah. Oh, that little plot thing. Well, actually, we should say that they're doing this because, Dodger wants their help to make clothes
By Friday.
to impress Tangerine so they can sell them at the dance club. This is the plot of the movie. Mm-hmm. Dodger wants to get laid by impressing her with fancy clothes. Garbage Pail Kids are almost in the background.
Well, and
it's their movie, and they're barely part of the plot at this point.
At this point.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Later on, definitely. But...
Because I have a feeling that this movie may have been cobbled together from other stories, and the Garbage Pail Kids were from a different story.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, they do that, and they... I don't know where they got the ATVs. They got, like, 2... pristine Suzuki mini quad runners and a wagon to tow behind one of them so they can all go out on the town.
I have no idea. Movie.
Yeah, reasons, I guess.
There's also a line, I forgot to mention this, but there's a line I really liked where someone said, hey, and like caused an issue with someone, and the response was, yeah, tough toothpaste.
Tough toothpaste, yep. You know, that's a good line. No, it wasn't.
So, the musical number has ended, and we can all put the gun down.
Yeah, and the kids split up when they go out on the town. A couple of them go to the movies, and another couple go to the toughest bar in the world. You know it's the toughest bar in the world because that's the sign above the door.
Well, they don't quite go there yet because first don't they find a TV that they try to start up with Messy Tessie Snot?
Yeah. No, it's broken! Calling you on that, Coat Stab. Every time you make that voice, you sound exactly like Nat Nerd.
Oh!
I'm going here!
Coat Stab is a Garbage Pail Kid. You just said that! He's on, like, a future episode. He's coming back. So we're definitely going to have that confrontation. Sunday.
Okay, so yeah, and that's, I guess, and that's kind of the way they get shoehorned into the first part of the movie, at least.
Yeah.
You go back to the store, and they're doing stuff, and then they go out, and then you get a kind of a break from Mackenzie Astin and Tangerine, him trying to impress her. But whenever they shoehorn the kids in, it's just for them to do gross things, which is exactly what they're supposed to do. Like, don't get me wrong, that's exactly what they're supposed to do in this movie. But it's one of those things that after 20 minutes is like, okay, we get it, they're disgusting.
Yeah, it's the same. It's like one of those really bad Saturday Night Live sketches made into Saturday Night Live movies. Like it's like it's Pat. It's the same joke over and over and over again.
Yep.
Or Coneheads or something.
Yes.
But yeah, at this point I just wrote, how does Manzini pay rent for this shop? He doesn't have
magic.
Customers. Oh, right. Magic money.
Yeah, well, because we do have to operate under the idea that there actually is legitimate magic in this world, because he talks about it incessantly. And how else could you fit 7, while relatively small people into that garbage pail comfortably?
Being covered by a diver's helmet.
Exactly. So there has to be some sort of legitimate magic going on, because it's certainly not our world that they're existing in. It can't be. Because, first of all, bars don't call themselves the toughest bar in the world, like as a registered trademark, and get somebody to hand paint a sign and put it up over the door.
Are you certain of this?
Almost positive. They would at least spring for some neon, I think.
I hope there's a bar somewhere in the world called the toughest bar in the world. It's in like Tanzania.
They serve nothing but apple teenies. I'm losing the track here.
So they're going to the movies also. Some of them are going to the movies.
Yep.
And we get the Three Stooges, as we mentioned earlier. Some short involving the Three Stooges and like serving what some customer thinks is a dog to them.
Okay.
They have that. I don't know, in the movie within the movie, there seemed to be like a confusion. Anyway, the customer thinks he's eating dog.
Okay, yeah.
So, and oh my god, this scene I was actually super annoyed. The movie scene I had a hard time with.
The blowing of the popcorn and the sneezing and all that, and the incessant talking.
The extras acting in this movie was awful. I hate talking in the theater so much that even like movies that show talking in the theater bother me.
Yeah.
But yeah, when Messy Tessie has her popcorn, which by the way, she went to the counter to get popcorn, and the person there was just like, "Okay, here you go.
No money.
No money."
Yeah.
Yeah. She sneezes, and it barely tips over, but then you cut to the wide shot, and it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a flurry of popcorn.
And when the extras are getting up and like messing up their hair to get it out of their hair, didn't that look so like staged?
Yes.
Incredibly like not natural at all.
And this is this point of the movie because we're seeing the kids really as the focal point of the action that's going on. This is where you start to see that the animatronics or puppetry that was used in this movie was subpar, because there is little to absolutely no mouth movement when the kids are talking.
I thought for a while, like when I checked this movie, when I legally purchased it, I checked the mouth movement just to make sure the it was in sync. And the first scene I skipped to was where the Garbage Pail Kids talking, and right there I was like, "Oh crap! I have to get a different copy. This is a bad copy." But then the people started talking. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Nope, they're just awful.
I guess it's just terribly done.
Yep.
So we get the toughest bar in the world, which Alligator goes into.
And Windy Winston. Oh, he's waiting outside, isn't he? Yeah.
We should mention Windy Winston thing is he just farts a lot.
Yes.
And that's his thing.
It comes into play a couple times.
Yeah.
Especially after the bar fight breaks out.
More than enough time. More than necessary.
Yeah, because Allie goes in and he starts looking. You think he's looking at people's butts, like he's gonna bite their butts, but no, he sees somebody with a sandal. Like, first of all, open-toed shoes at a bar called the toughest bar in the world.
Yeah.
Beside the point, he sees that, and then he chomps down on this dude's toe. And the guy looks like a big, scary biker guy, and he is wearing some sandals that are not worn by big, scary biker guys.
And now, here's where, if the movie was a lot better. If the movie was a lot better, this whole idea of the bikers suddenly becoming allies with the Garbage Pail Kids would be kind of funny.
Yes.
Because it works in some things. I don't know if it's... Is it Pee Wee Herman? Okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
Also, for a Canadian movie, you ever checked out Highway 61?
Okay.
Yeah, same thing happens in that movie.
I think there's a similar thing in Billy Madison, too. Or not Billy Madison.
Double Boy?
Yeah, the Wedding Singer is what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Where they have that biker on the plane. He's like, "Don't talk to him that way." No, sorry. That has nothing to do with it, because that was about Billy Idol. He was protecting Billy Idol.
All right.
Makes more sense now. And my point is null and void.
Okay. So, they get into a bar fight, and Windy Winston comes to the rescue by
farting.
Well, first jumping the bike through the window, and it just kind of goes through the window and then falls down flat. And then he jumps up on the bar and farts so loud that he blows the facial hair off the bartender.
Also, these bikers are not like, "Holy shit, a tiny alligator that can talk is in our bar."
Like, yeah, absolutely accepting of that, yep.
Like, they're worried. There's even a point later where they're worried about... Okay, alright, hold on. I would accept this if the movie didn't later bring up a point where they shouldn't go out because they run the risk of getting caught. Mm-hmm. If that was just a thing where everybody just kind of accepted what they were and didn't react to it, fine. But because they are worried about getting caught, people don't react to them appropriately for the most part.
Yep.
Except when the plot calls for it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, they make friends with the bikers.
And Allie gets drunk.
And I think Windy does, too.
Yep.
The bikers drop them off back at the shop.
Yeah. And this is where the captain kind of chews out Alligator because he's supposed to be like their leader or something.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
Well, I was actually relieved a bit in what happens in this scene, because normally the bit of comedy that I was expecting to be there was not there.
State your name.
Exactly.
I
was waiting for that, and they didn't do it.
Yep.
Because anytime you see that in a lazy sitcom or something like that, again, especially in the 80s, they would say I, and the person would repeat I, state your name, and they would say state your name. They didn't do it. He's just alligator.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like I think that's like even like an Animal House type joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it shows up everything.
Yeah.
Anytime
comedy. You get a dumb character who has to swear to something, they do the I state your name. They say I state your name.
I was relieved, but I was also like, maybe the writer didn't know that joke.
Or maybe he was like, I'm better than that.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those classy pictures.
Now, where am I going to make her vomit? Because she does not. She only vomits at the end.
Thank God, though. I didn't want to see that throughout the whole movie.
I don't know. You say vomit, you got to deliver.
So this is where I think Juice and the Psychos are spying, and they see. I think they see Greg the Greaser, or no, they see Allie or Wendy, whoever's outside the shop, kind of stumbling around.
Greg, it's Greg, yeah.
And no reaction again.
Yeah.
But they're like, "Oh, what are those little things?" Like that's basically it. Like, we get a little like foreshadowing for them coming in later. Is this where we get the montage of them messing with the sewer system?
No. I actually have a thing on that. Where was it?
Well, we get the I state your name.
Yeah.
But I think after that's the montage, isn't it?
I have a note that says, how did they know where they were at?
How did they know? Oh, like when they were messing with stuff?
Yeah, when they were doing that.
Yeah, no, and okay, when they cut to, well, this is a totally different world because I'm not real familiar with sewer systems.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure that if you go into the sewer and start turning knobs, one of them does not say hot tub.
Yeah.
Or
a dog pound.
Or like yeah. Also, when they cut to the hot tub, is he getting a hand job?
Possibly.
It sure looked like it because he has a look of ecstasy on his face, and she only has one hand above water.
Yeah. And so if that's the case, that's your montage. We don't have to talk about it because it forwards the plot no way at all.
No, none of the people that happens to are psychos. I don't think.
Yeah, well, even if it was juicing them, it just shows them messing with it, and there's no repercussions. We're like, I bet you were the guys who put the poop water in our hot tub.
Yeah, nothing.
Or you were the guys who painted the ceiling with toilet water and my friend. Like nothing like that comes up because that's one of the things that happens too.
Oh, and then Manzini comes back because he disappears for like lots of just minutes on end. I feel like that actor was like, look. You get me for 3 days.
I'm Anthony Newley.
I'll do it for 3 days, and you better be ready because I'm coming in. We're shooting it. And I'm leaving.
I would not put it. He might know which way the winds were blowing.
He may have worked on this film for less time than Kevin Spacey in 9 Lives. Well, on set.
On set, yeah. Well, this is where we get he's reading the really black magic book.
Yeah, he starts out with black magic and then really black magic.
Yeah, and then
he's trying to put them back in the pail.
Yes, and this is where we're actually introduced to the concept of the state home for the ugly.
Yes,
because he says that's where all the other kids end up.
Yeah, so my guess is they crash landed and then the state home for the ugly rounded up some of them.
I guess. Yeah,
but then. You don't.
Let's not. Let's not. Okay.
Oh no, I will bring that up later.
Good. Okay. Let's move on because we do see. You're right. We do see Juice again, and he takes the money from Tangerine.
Yeah.
And is her selling clothes an allegory for prostitution? Is he her pimp?
That's the best explanation I've heard. That's probably the PG version of that.
Yeah.
Man, imagine they just gone all out and just made her a prostitute in this movie. Don't worry, kids. She's a lady of the night.
Well, it would certainly, if she was, it would certainly explain a lot of what she was doing to Mackenzie Ashton.
She just sells kisses for coupons.
Yeah, well, she crossed my heart, and she's like
that close up of her
tit. Yeah. Whew.
Oh, does it? She has like a kind of a. She doesn't kiss him, but well. You know what I'm talking about? She kisses his like neck, and it's a really like weird sensual
Yeah.
They were dating at the time in real life. That makes me ill. Even though they're the same age, they don't look it.
I have a note here. I don't know what this is from. I said, gross. He was just smoking.
What?
Oh, I think it was Greg the Greaser. He has a smoke.
Oh,
At one point, it's like, that would not fly today.
He also tries to have sex with, like, Valerie Vomit.
I actually, that is my note. Were they just boning?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Because they come out of a closet or something, and
guess what I don't...
He has like a doctor's stethoscope where they were playing doctor.
Oh. Guess what I don't need to think about? Garbage Pail Kids having sex.
Boning, yeah. Ugh.
That's another thing where, like, they're clearly not children.
Right.
They're getting drunk and they're having sex
and smoking.
Yeah. Maybe Alligator and maybe some of them are kids. I don't know.
Foul Phil, definitely, because he's got that. He's a baby.
We haven't even talked about Foul Phil. He just calls everybody mommy.
Yes, and he has terrible, stinky breath. Tangerine even gives him Banaka at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, so we learned that Tangerine is.
Oh, you know what else I learned from this
turncoat.
movie? Sorry, before we get into that. Farts break up the tension. Every time Wendy Winston farts, they make a note about it. Well, that broke up the tension.
Do they say it every time?
Not well. It's alluded to in some way, shape, or form. He says, "I had to break up the tension somehow." Another time, they're like, "Well, that relieved the tension."
Jesus.
He had nothing to do with this movie.
No.
Nothing at all.
They don't really factor into the plot all that much.
No, I mean, Jesus had nothing to do with this movie at all.
Oh, man. That just inserting Jesus into this movie. Garbage Pail Kids, you are my sons. I will lead you to the promised land. This movie took a turn.
So, when they lock him... Yeah, she turns coats. She locks them in the...
Which, like, is this supposed to be a surprise?
I
thought, like, because I thought
I
this
think
movie
it was a Sarah Palin double rogue. Don't you know?
I could see Russia from my house.
Yeah, she which is supposed to be a surprise because you're thinking she's friends with Dodger and she's gonna turn against Juice, and she does not.
No, but like I never thought that she would. Do you know what I mean? Because like even earlier on in the movie, you see
traditional storytelling would dictate that, though.
Yeah, that's another weird thing.
Yeah,
but I also get why they did, because of the whole message of ugliness and all that stuff. Yeah. Right. So,
which they actually do they do drive that point home at the end quite nicely.
Yeah,
it's like one of the only things they do right in this movie. Yeah, and she locks them in, and she does she sticks the key or whatever in her bra, or her boob. That's clearly her favorite tit.
Well, not in her boob.
Right? In the whole, like in the bra or the strap by her boob.
Wait. Rewind. Did you say that's clearly her favorite tit?
Clearly her favorite tit. Everything gets done there. She crosses her heart. She puts the key in next to it. That's her favorite boob.
Yeah.
I felt better making that joke last night, though. when I did not know she was 15. Yes.
Well, that's the thing too. I'm watching. I'm like, wow, they're like really. She's dressed really like suggestively, and then I looked at it later. It's like, oh
yep.
No. Yep. This movie was made in 1990, guys.
And this is where Juice commits robbery with knockout gas.
I didn't notice the knockout
gas. They had they sprayed them.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you just see Juice goes up to where the Garbage Pail Kids are. Well, we should note that there's a big fashion show.
Yes.
And basically, they made all these clothes for the fashion show. And she freaks out because she sees the Garbage Pail Kids, Tangerine. But she's like, oh, okay, make all the clothes.
Yeah, she's cool with it once she realizes that they can make some clothes for it.
And she is a bitch to
exploitive.
them.
Absolutely 100% exploitive.
Like, they're sweatshop workers at this point. And yeah, so she locks them up because she doesn't want them to go to the fashion show.
The key in the tit.
You know what? I kind of felt sorry for them at this point in the movie.
Well, you're supposed to.
Yeah, no,
so
but
you're
I mean,
a good person,
like,
Brendan.
No, but I mean, like, they're horrible in the rest of the movie. But at this point, I was almost like, you know what? It's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But yeah, she locks them up. She puts the key in her tit. Then she gives it to Juice. They make out. Which this is where it's gross, because how old is that actor?
Yeah.
He's not 15.
No.
It's like I don't know if you're real familiar with the cinema classic Teen Witch.
No.
But the lead girl in that movie was 15 when she filmed it. Her romantic lead is 25.
Okay.
And they have like a scene.
So I won't be watching that movie.
Yeah, it's disturbing. So yeah, he
turns them into the stay home
for the ugly, and they pay him off.
Yeah,
like a bounty hunter.
And apparently, ugly is a capital crime because they're going to kill them.
Yeah. Oh, and then some of the other people that are in there.
Oh yes.
Too weird. So
it looked like Weird Al.
Well, I thought that was kind of like a homophobic thing.
Oh.
Because the guy, it clearly looked like they were doing a stereotypical, like, gay thing.
And they think they didn't have enough sack to put two queer?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just saw the big glasses and the frilly hair. I was like, I thought he's Weird Al, right?
Yeah, Weird Al did not do a cameo.
That was not Weird Al, no.
He's like, I'm gonna pass.
But then Gandhi's there for being too skinny. Santa's there for being too fat. Not a fat Santa Claus, by the way.
Too crippled?
That really made me kind of like, no, that's not cool at all.
How is that and how is that like an ugly thing?
I don't know.
Like, too hairy.
Don't get me wrong. There were a lot of disabled people who were put into like institutions and homes and stuff like that
years ago.
And even still up until into the 80s and stuff like that. But they weren't put into the worst cages in the world, which anybody could have broken out of.
Yeah.
And they weren't stuck a sign on them like a zoo animal saying that they were too crippled. The movie really goes off the rails at this point.
Just now.
No, I mean really goes off the rails.
For sure. And like I like how they have this nice cell just prepared for the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
What is theirs? Too gross?
Yes, they were too gross.
Too gross.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can keep those guys there. Everyone else is probably shouldn't be there. But yeah, they could probably stay there. Not kill them, but I mean, keep them away from society.
Just don't let them intermingle with folk.
The stay home for the ugly workers are the heroes of this film, right?
Well, until you find out that ugly is a capital crime.
Yeah, because they're going to kill them.
They're going to crush them in a trash compactor.
Which, why haven't they done that to all the other people that are there?
Well, I don't know. But when they do get rescued at one point, because Captain and Dodger show up to help rescue them, Dodger's like, let's find the other kids. And the Captain's like, oh, we were too late. That garbage truck that came in, and then they're insinuating that the other kids that we don't see were alive, but were killed just moments before they got there.
Oh my god, I didn't even catch on.
I caught that.
So they killed the other Garbage Pail
Yes.
Kids. Oh man.
Yeah.
That makes more sense now because I was gonna say where are they, because I thought they would have shown up in this scene, but I didn't. I didn't catch that. I thought the too late thing was he just thought they were too late to save them at all. Wow. Dark movie.
Yeah, real dark turn on that one. It's the only part of the movie where I'm legitimately like, that's not a kid movie. I think they're crushed in a trash compactor. That's yikes. Let's go with the fashion show, because this is really the final act.
How stupid is Dodger to think that Tangerine would want anything to do with them from the beginning?
True, but to be fair, again, I don't, like, the kid has he's got no map. Like, he's got no roadmap for puberty or love or anything like that. He just knows that he likes this girl that looks and smells pretty, so he'll do anything for her, because that's what she would want. Yeah,
that is true. So yeah, we get the fashion show. She's obviously super, like, controlling of all her models.
Yep.
She also hears that there's a full house, and she says, well, that's a start. It's just a start?
Yeah. Oh, while that's going on, the Garbage Pail Kids... Can you imagine the Cabbage Patch Kids being in this movie? That'd be fantastic. Anyhow, they go and they're rounding up their friends from the bar to help them. And they go to the bar and they're like, oh, we need your help. And everybody in the bar, except for two people, get up and leave. The other two are just like, whatever, I don't give a crap.
I think that's some poor extras directing in that case.
Yeah.
Everybody leave. No,
I want to finish my drink. So, okay, so
fuck this movie.
Back to the fashion show. I had a note that said 2 barflies don't give AF.
Did you catch the name of Tangerine's line of clothing? Because it's fairly long-winded.
Yes, I actually have a note, kind of wordy for for clothing line.
Clothes to wear when one simply doesn't know what to wear to occasions in which it doesn't matter what one wears.
Right.
Think of Tommy Hilfiger is a little more snappier title.
Yeah. Or even Tangerine Dream.
Oh, snap!
I think there's a trademark thing in there, but I mean, like, still, it would have been snappier than what they had. So, yeah.
They could have paid for it. They had $1 million.
Yeah. So, all things kind of start breaking up at the fashion show.
Yeah, and also Dodger has this bow tie on that kills me. It's like this sparkly bow tie.
And it's like a Brutus Beefcake American Males type Chippendales bow tie.
American males, American males, American males. Sorry,
let's not
launch into the theme.
Let's talk about Brutus Beefcake and his bow tie. Well, because somebody actually wears his pants in this movie too. The henchwoman has a pair of pants on that have like the cut down the side with the peekaboo patch on the side. It looks like Brutus Beefcake.
Peekaboo patch.
Oh, you can see skin. That's why it's called.
You might call it a cabbage patch.
No, I would not.
Oh no, that's alluding to something else.
Yes, you would see her cabbage patch. That would not be a kids movie.
Be a weird thing to throw into this movie.
Yeah.
So we have a big scuffle at the fashion show because
Foul Phil gets a rock bottom in.
Oh yeah, because the Garbage Pail Kids escape with the bikers.
They start wreaking havoc at the fashion show.
Foul Phil does a rock bottom.
Yeah, when Juice he figures out that his plan has been torn asunder, and he has to take matters into his own hands. He breaks off a board off a piece of set, and he's running with it, and then he's running into the melee or the crowd where everybody's like kind of things are falling apart, and for some reason women are wearing bikinis as underwear. Foul Phil just turns around and just boom! Rock bottom! Juice right onto the stage.
And I believe Dodger does a springboard senton.
Yes.
Juice.
There's at one point in this during that fight scene where you can clearly tell that is not Mackenzie Aston doing the fighting. Like, you see his face. It is not him.
Whoa! You're telling me that they use stunt people?
Yeah. And then, okay, then there's another thing in this where before they get into the fracas, where Juice is talking on the phone. And he's talking about, when as soon as the product gets across the border, get into the warehouse. Is he dealing drugs?
Oh, yeah.
It's not spoken of. It's not a thing before. It's not a thing after.
Well, here's another thing. We talked about the clothes being like a prostitution. Maybe it also could possibly be an allegory for drugs.
Okay. Or human trafficking.
Yeah.
There you go.
Who is this Juice? This is a guy that will travel across the country just to liquefy someone and pour the river.
Yeah.
So, I mean, his head's not on quite straight.
No. But this is where we do get...
Dodger pounds the shit out of him, by the way.
Yes.
Like, beats the ever-loving piss out of him.
Wendy Winston cuts a fart to clear the room.
Yep.
Which relieves the tension, and he is feeling that fart.
Oh, he's like dancing?
You can see it in his face. He's like, I've been... I
wish you guys could just see the face that Nathan made for that
I think
part.
the voice that I gave goes along really well. It's clearly his O face.
Oh, yeah. It's his best part.
Yeah. And Valerie finally vomits. They tease it through the entire movie, and then she finally all over everybody.
And not only the vomit part, I thought wasn't even the most disturbing part. The most disturbing is that they used like the puppetry work when it's vomiting. It's like it's almost like they had a specific Valerie vomit puppet, or not puppet. But
either they would have shot it absolutely last.
Yeah, and like a Valerie vomit puppet just for that scene.
Yeah,
because she looks not the same.
Well, that makes sense because there would have been someplace to hide the mechanism because there's a lot of vomit in that scene.
Yeah. And the people that she vomits on just kind of take it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no. Oh.
And the fight between Dodger and Juice is at first a very super awkward fight with just a lot of rolling around. So much so that they cut the Tangerine. She's like, ugh. Like, it's awkward for her to watch.
Yeah. So the fight comes to a close. Dodger and the Garbage Pail Kids ruin the fashion show. But then Tangerine tries to, I guess, hook up with Dodger by saying, hey, we'll just... No, not hook up with her.
We'll be
friends
and do fun stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like...
So he So, what's the word for it? Friends with benefits?
I guess.
Sequel!
Anyhow, but they drive home the point where he even says to her, sorry, no, I don't think you're pretty anymore.
Yeah. Not like you're...
Meaning that she's ugly inside.
Not like you're a piece of shit turncoat.
Like I said, that's the one thing they managed to drive home that point properly. It's the one thing they did correctly.
They kept it throughout. The only misstep was Captain Manzini saying, "Do you think they bought it?"
Yeah, because they are fugly.
Because I gotta tell you, they are ugly. Also, we should note throughout all these scenes, Manzini is still trying to figure out a song to magically send them back into the pail. Which, again, why bother? Because no one seems to react to them.
Yeah, no one cares. And they've dismantled the Stay at Home for the Ugly.
Yeah, so I mean...
Yeah.
What are they worried about?
I don't know. But his idea is that he's going to play their song. They have a song, apparently, backwards. And that'll send them back in the pail. It does not work. The kids kind of tip out.
They just take off!
Yeah. And for some reason, he's drawn to the pail and gets his ass stuck in the garbage pail.
Whoa!
For reasons, I guess.
Reasons that you could, the whole movie you could just say for reasons.
Yeah. And then that's it. That's the movie. They take off on their pristine Kawasaki quad runners, and they cut to the credits, which is the Garbage Pail Kids song. You can be a Garbage Pail Kid too.
I don't want to be.
Well, here's the thing: the movie, or the song itself, when you listen to it, is basically saying, if you're disaffected, if you're an odd person, if you don't fit in with normal society, hey, don't fret, you can be a Garbage Pail Kid. I don't think they're sending the right message. If they were saying, if you're odd or you're a misfit or you don't, go along with societal norms, you're one of us. We're family. We'll stand beside you. I get that that's what they were kind of doing, but essentially you're saying that if you're not kind of societally normal, you're a garbage person.
Yeah. But don't worry, because you could be with the garbage people.
Yeah. You'll just join in with the garbage people. So the message that they're trying to get across is there, but it falls flat because of the way it's delivered.
So in other words, this movie gets a 5 out of 5.
Oh, fuck this movie.
Why the credits? Why is Greg the Greaser the first one credited? Did you notice that? It was featuring so and so as Greg the Greaser, and then the rest of the credits.
I did not notice that.
That was odd.
Was it a famous little person actor?
No Warwick Davis in this one, folks.
Okay, well there you go. So that was Garbage Pail Kids.
So, who is this movie for? Kids. I get that.
Again, 9 to 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
Who like gross things. Anybody who likes gross things and doesn't want to think a whole lot.
So I gotta say, this film was
Donald Trump. Definitely for Donald Trump.
This film was given to us by Jerika, who's been on the podcast before, and Anthony.
Somebody else suggested too.
Anthony as
yeah,
well.
Okay.
Friend Anthony. So thanks.
Yeah, I guess. Again, we will say it was not the worst movie we've watched for this podcast.
It wasn't awful to get through. I got through
on a
it.
scale of
Shark Boy,
Shark Boy and Lava Girl to Judgment Night.
Yeah,
where would you rank it?
Oof. Somewhere in the middle, probably.
Really?
Maybe towards Judgment Night though, because it's not. It's terrible. Don't get me wrong. It's an awful movie. But as for watchability, it's not that unwatchable.
Yeah.
I got through it. I wouldn't recommend it more than once.
If you haven't seen it and you're intrigued, I would say tread at your own peril. It could be fun. It could be why did I waste my time? It is only about an hour and a half long, so it goes in a good clip. It doesn't take a whole bunch of your time up.
I would say there's enough insane things to be to keep you enthralled.
Yeah.
Where you'll just be like, wait, what?
I had a nice, stiff drink while I was watching it, so that helped a fair bit. Yeah.
So, but you know what? As we always say, don't take our word for it.
Oh, yes, don't.
Because this film has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not a positive review to be found, unless you managed to find one.
I did not. So okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to bring up at Rotten Tomatoes right now, and we'll go through some of the more, glaring reviews.
Well, one I want to read.
It's got a 27% audience rating, though. So
fuck you guys.
I guess that. And apparently it's on Netflix, but maybe only in the U.S.
I don't think it's on. I couldn't find it here, so
Yeah, maybe only in the U.S.
Oh shit! We just gave away our location.
I think we've done that before.
One I want to mention right off the bat is from I don't know who this person is, but it's like Stefan Berger Stephenson, and his review is, "At least there was never a movie about pogs."
Here's from Cinema Crazed. It's a terrible, terrible movie, but one that oddly warrants at least one viewing for the masochistic and morbidly curious.
That's fairly apt.
Yep, that's about right. Indisputably bargain basement aside from the casting of Mackenzie Aston. Now, I do have to take umbrage with that because Anthony Newley is a pretty great actor.
Yeah. eFilmCritic.com has a weird one. It's only weird for the last line here.
Okay.
They say you wouldn't expect high art from a title like this, but hoo boy, what a stinker. In parentheses, okay, the puppet work is pretty cool. What?
No, it is not.
What? That's like the worst part.
Yeah. TV Guide, when that was a thing, said...
What does it say? Airing Wednesday at 9:30?
A stunningly inept and totally reprehensible film.
Woof. Woof. The New York Times says the Garbage Pail Kids movie is enough to make you believe in strict and faraway boarding schools. Or I guess a state home for the ugly, I guess.
And they also say, truth in titling here, folks, but I give them 1 star for just trying to tackle this concept cinematically. Because like I said, it does not lend well to a 90-minute movie.
No. Was it a cartoon?
Funny you should say that. It was a cartoon that I think it got aired once and then got yanked immediately because it was as reprehensible as this, and it was essentially a commercial for the cards.
Oof.
There was no...
So parents weren't having it.
That cartoon often is kind of to blame, or at least it's pointed in the direction of why educational elements in Saturday morning cartoons had to become a thing.
Okay. Because
they made such a big deal about the Garbage Pail Kids cartoon. You can get the cartoon, you can watch it online somewhere. I'm not telling you where because I'm not going to be a part of that. But it is absolutely dreadful. It is awful.
It is awful. It is unlawful, and we don't endorse that practice.
No. So there you go. Don't take our word for it. There's a lot of people who hate this freaking movie.
Now, there is one other thing I wanted to say about this. It's not a direct review, but there is a reviewer named Clint Morris of moviehole.com.
Okay.
Now, he gave this film 1 out of 5 stars. I wasn't originally going to read it. I was like, whatever. But I looked at some of the other reviews he's done on Rotten Tomatoes, and there are hardly any negative reviews. I'll tell you ones that he liked. National Lampoon presents Homo Erectus.
I've never seen that.
Babylon A.D. Big Stan, starring Rob Schneider.
Right.
Paul Blart Mall Cop. 2012. Ooh. So these are all movies that he gave like 4 stars to.
Wow.
And this one, he gave 1 out of 5.
That lets you know.
That should tell you something about the quality of this particular film.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we have a little hinteroonie for our next episode, Nathan.
Yeah, if you can stop doing that, I'll definitely...
We're in the same place today.
So I can literally punch him in the face.
In studio.
Okay, hint for the next one. Okay. What a cast. Why this movie?
There you go. Figure that one out.
Yeah.
So...
Is that about... wrapping it up for us?
That's about the long and short of it.
Yeah. You know, any other questions or concerns?
Well, I mean,
you look like you got something you wanted.
Do I have a question, or do you have
a
question?
I mean, I do have some legitimate questions.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd give you the floor to hear any of your grievances.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess I'm just wondering.
What's that?
In a film where the puppetry can be best described as a bozo Jim Henson. In a movie where Mackenzie Aston sniffs girls' hair, is a peeping Tom,
Right.
and wears Michael Jackson jackets.
Okay.
In a film in which the state home for the ugly, there is a state home for the ugly,
And they crush people to death.
and they crush people to
Right.
death and imprison Santa Claus. I mean, there's so much more, but I guess I just have to ask you a question.
What's that?
What were they thinking?